Cillian Murphy reflects on underwhelming goodbye to Peaky Blinders ahead of final Netflix film. Cillian Murphy, the acclaimed Irish actor renowned for his transformative performances, has opened up about his emotional journey with Peaky Blinders, admitting that his farewell to the iconic series has left him absolutely and completely underwhelmed. Murphy, who has portrayed the enigmatic and complex Tommy Shelby since the show's inception in 2013, spoke candidly about how the conclusion of the series has impacted him, noting that it has prevented him from fully processing the end of a character that has come to define much of his professional career. With the announcement of a final Peaky Blinders film, set to debut on Netflix, fans of the series are preparing for a cinematic closure to the story of the Shelby family. Yet for Murphy, the transition from long-running series to film has been emotionally complicated, leaving him grappling with both nostalgia and the absence of the traditional farewell that often accompanies the end of a beloved project. An underwhelming goodbye. In a recent interview, Murphy described his departure from Peaky Blinders as absolutely and completely underwhelming, acknowledging that the circumstances surrounding the show's end did not allow for the emotional closure he might have expected. Having spent over a decade inhabiting the character of Tommy Shelby, a ruthless yet charismatic crime boss with a deeply vulnerable side, Murphy developed a unique and intimate connection with the role. The abruptness of the farewell has reportedly left him in a state of reflection and, at times, emotional ambiguity. It's a strange feeling to have spent so many years with a character and then suddenly to have that chapter close without the kind of ritualized farewell you imagine, Murphy explained. You almost expect a certain ceremony, a final wrap party, a moment of collective closure with the cast and crew. It hasn't quite happened that way, which makes it difficult to process fully. Tommy Shelby, a character that defines a decade. Tommy Shelby is one of contemporary television's most compelling characters. A man defined by his ambition, intelligence, and moral complexity. Across 6 seasons, audiences witnessed Shelby navigate the treacherous landscape of post-World War I Birmingham, England, ascending from a local gangster to a powerful figure in both business and politics. Murphy's portrayal of Shelby has been lauded for its intensity, subtlety, and psychological depth, earning him critical acclaim and cementing his status as a leading actor of his generation. The character's complexity is part of what makes Murphy's attachment so profound. Tommy Shelby is not a one-dimensional anti-hero. He is a man haunted by trauma, bound by family loyalty, and constantly negotiating the moral compromises necessary for survival. For Murphy, embodying such a layered character over nearly a decade has meant deep immersion, both professionally and emotionally. The thing about Tommy Shelby is that he's not just a role you play, Murphy said. He's a presence, a mindset. When you inhabit someone like that for so long, it becomes part of your rhythm, your daily thought process. Saying goodbye doesn't just happen in a single moment, it takes time to disentangle yourself from someone who's been that central to your life. The impact of the final Netflix film. The announcement of a concluding Peaky Blinders film has offered fans a new way to engage with the story and, potentially, some sense of closure. However, for Murphy, the shift from the serialized format of television to the concentrated narrative of a feature-length film has added another layer of complexity. While he is reportedly excited about the opportunity to revisit Tommy Shelby and provide a final chapter for audiences, the transition has also delayed his personal sense of closure. The film is an exciting prospect, of course, Murphy noted, but it also means that the story isn't truly ending yet. In some ways, it's almost like being suspended in time. I can't fully let go because there's still another part of the journey ahead. It's a strange position to be in, especially after investing so many years in a character. The emotional toll of long-term character immersion. Murphy's reflections shed light on the unique challenges faced by actors who inhabit a single character for an extended period. The intensity of long-term character immersion can blur the lines between performance and personal identity, creating a profound psychological and emotional attachment. For Murphy, who has devoted a significant portion of his career to Tommy Shelby, the process of disengaging from the character is both challenging and necessary. Acting at this level is not just about showing up and reading lines, Murphy said. It's about becoming the person, thinking like them, feeling their fears, their triumphs, their regrets. When that goes on for years, it's inevitable that the boundaries between character and self become porous. Saying goodbye isn't just an occupational milestone, it's a personal reckoning. Murphy also emphasized that the abrupt nature of the farewell has intensified these feelings. While final seasons often feature climactic conclusions and emotionally charged goodbyes, the combination of production schedules, pandemic-related delays, and the transition to a film format has made the closure feel deferred and incomplete. Cast and crew connections. Part of what makes Murphy's experience so poignant is the deep bond he shares with the Peaky Blinders cast and crew. Over the years, the team behind the show has become more than colleagues. They are collaborators, friends, and confidants who have shared the highs and lows of a long-running production. For Murphy, the absence of a traditional wrap party or farewell gathering has been particularly impactful. "The relationships we form on set are unlike anything else," he reflected. "You spend years creating, struggling, celebrating together. Those connections are part of what you're really saying goodbye to, and without that ceremonial closure, it feels unfinished in a personal sense." Stephen Knight, the show's creator, and other members of the production team have expressed their admiration for Murphy's dedication, noting that his portrayal of Tommy Shelby is central to the show's success. While the final film will offer audiences a narrative conclusion, Murphy's personal journey highlights the emotional depth involved in bringing such an iconic character to life. Fan reactions and legacy. Fans of Peaky Blinders have been equally invested in Murphy's journey, often expressing admiration for his commitment to the role and curiosity about his personal reflections on the series' conclusion. Social media and fan forums have been filled with tributes, discussions of memorable moments, and speculation about how the film will wrap up Tommy Shelby's story. Murphy's candid acknowledgement of feeling underwhelmed by the farewell has resonated with fans, many of whom have also grappled with the bittersweet nature of the series' end. The shared experience of attachment, to both character and actor, demonstrates the cultural impact of Peaky Blinders and the emotional investment it has generated over nearly a decade. The broader implications for television actors.